Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the people gathered here from across the globe. My name is Alia, an associate at Global Alliance for Space Economy promoted by Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade. The future of the space economy is poised for remarkable growth, driven by advancement in technology and increasing private sector involvement. As space tourism becomes more accessible and affordable, industries such as satellite services, asteroid mining, and space based manufacturing are expected to flourish. These developments will not only create new markets but also enhance global communications, resource extraction, and scientific research, ultimately contributing to economic expansion and sustainability on Earth. We are honored to have Dr. Vinod Kumar with us today. Dr. Vinod Kumar, a space enthusiast fostering India's private space endeavors. Dr. Vinod Kumar is presently Director, Promotion Directorate at Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, Department of Space, a distinguished figure in India's space domain, currently helms the Promotion Directorate at Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center. His journey, intricately woven with the Indian space narrative, showcases a blend of technical expertise, leadership acumen, and a fervent passion for space exploration. Before joining InSpace, he was leading the Geo Control Dynamics Design Division and working as Deputy Project Director, Attitude and Orbit Control System at UR Rao Satellite Center, URSC, ISRO, Bengaluru. He is also working as Executive Secretary, Astronautical Society of India, ASI. He is a fellow of the Institution of Engineers in India and the Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers. He joined URSC in 1997, where he has been involved with the design and development of attitude and orbit control systems of over 3 dozen satellites in the last nearly 25 years. He has developed crucial technologies for satellites and a critical mirror motion compensation technique for ISRO's meteorological satellite series. He has also developed autonomy for GEO satellites, which has become the backbone of ISRO's fleet of spacecraft, including Mars orbiter mission. Dr. Vinod Kumar worked as member of peer review committee for Chandrayaan 2 to validate the mission operations procedures before clearing for uplink to spacecraft. He was identified as team leader for the task team formed to identify the non-nominal observations during powered descent phase of the Vikram lander, Chandrayaan 2 Vikram lander. He also worked as member of Standing Design Review Committee for Navigation Guidance and Control (NGC) systems. He has reviewed the functional requirements for Chandrayaan 3 Guidance, Navigation and Control (GNC) and guided guided the control team for development of various algorithms and autonomy logics. Dr. Vinod Kumar chaired the committee formed to review functional requirements of the Aditya L1 mission launched to study the coronal mass ejection from the sun and its impact. He has been awarded ISRO Team Excellence Award in 2006 by His Excellency former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, for in orbit management of spacecraft operations. He was again chosen for Team Excellence Award in 2011 for GSAT 12 spacecraft AOCS design, development and realization. Dr. Vinod is alumnus of Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. In his doctoral research, he developed autonomous navigation techniques for collocated geostationary satellites at a desired longitude using Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, IRNSS, NAVIC. He is a ISO 9001 2015 certified lead auditor from Indian Institute of Quality Management. He has over 40 publications in Indian and international reputed journals and conferences. He holds a patent on system for vision-based self-decisive planetary hazard free landing of a space vehicle. His additional technical interests include missile detection, AI terrain navigation, guidance, pulsar navigation, space reentry, Mars explorations, and interplanetary missions. Before joining the URSC, he worked with Indian Air Force on fighter aircraft control systems and also held faculty position at Regional Engineering College, Haryana, India, and SJPML Institute of Technology, Rador, Haryana.
Thank you.
Global Alliance for Space Economy is dedicated to promoting the growth and development of the space economy, emphasizing the commercialization of space related activities and industries. The Council advocates for the advancement of space technologies, including satellite technology, propulsion systems, and space exploration innovations. It promotes sustainable practices in space activities, including space debris mitigation, responsible space exploration, and space environmental protection. From an Indian perspective, the space economy presents significant opportunities for growth and innovation. With ISRO's successful missions and cost effective satellite launches, India is well positioned to become a global leader in space technology. The burgeoning private space sector, supported by government policies, can drive advancements in satellite communications, remote sensing, and space exploration. These developments can boost India's economy, enhance national security, and contribute to global efforts in climate monitoring, disaster management, and connectivity, positioning India as a key player in the international space economy. Now I invite Dr. Vinod Kumar to deliver his speech. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, okay. Very good evening to all. And thank you, first GCPIT team, to invite me for this talk. Very important talk. Yes, this is a very necessary that we work for space for the benefit of the common man. So title is very apt, Future of Space Economy. And I really, it's really interesting, okay, to see that. You see, what is the condition of space presently? You can see these are the real situation is quite old, it may be more crowded. So I have been given that some outline, I have tried to fit that into my presentation that you should introduce the background, then when how the space sector reforms, what policy and this thing is going on. What are the innovation opportunities and what are the projection for the future? So these are the topic. I have to finish by 4:50 earlier. Is that correct? Yeah, 4:50, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you see, what is the chronology of space program? 1962. It started with formation of a National Committee for Space Research. And you see, within 1 year, first sounding rocket was launched from Thumba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station. And this was indigenized completely in 1967. So the Indian indigenization efforts began within 5 years of the formation, the year of my birth. If you see that 1969 Indian Space Research Organization was formed and first satellite Aryabhata was launched on 19 April 1975 and we celebrate it as a satellite day since then. So this journey of over 6 decades marked various milestones including Mangalyaan, Chandrayaan, landing of moon, etc., etc. And you see that then came the time once we have all the capability in each sphere, let's commercialize it. With that perspective, in 2019, the present government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi has established New Space India Limited, a public sector undertaking for commercialization of space activities of assets of ISRO. Then came 2020, the Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center was formed. I will touch upon this later. 2023, Indian space policies released, moon landing, Aditya L1, many things are there. So you see that 2024 also FDI is announced. So if you see this small journey in 2019, many things are happening. Why on this happening, their impact and other things we'll discuss in subsequently. If you see what a humble beginning, taking the nose cone on a bicycle in 1963 to the Macu vehicle that can carry up to 8 ton to low Earth orbit to 10 ton capacity with if augmented. It has launched 36 satellite in 2 attempts of the global constellation of OneWeb. You see how we begin with Aryabhata satellite was 40 watt, 360 kg. Now see what a marvelous satellite we have with 14,000 watt around and with mass of around 6,000 kg. You see what a leap over the time. And this is the state of art satellite with the spot beam that can cater to the internet at remote location. I was fortunate to work on this satellite where we designed the new system for this 27-meter length tip to tip you see is a kind of maybe 10-story plus building. You can see the satellite working to the perfection. I'm very happy when I ask the users of the satellite, they really are happy that yes, it is giving good pointing and everything. This is the kind of thing we do. Now, when you see how we from frugal testing technique to the state of our facilities, some people may say that we don't have money that time, which they say, but no, we said no, we had money, we don't waste the money. That is our thing. So that ISRO thing, if you see that, the major performance is the low cost and best technology we developed since inception. If you see, we have capability now in all the space streams, upstream, midstream, downstream. I'll touch upon them. We have a fleet of satellites. We have a fleet of launch vehicle. We have expertise in space application, space data product and services. We are leader in space science missions and now promotion activities as well. And if you see current infrastructure of the country, which is creating value, we have around 54 plus satellite presently, and the number is increasing, which has Earth observation satellite, communication satellite, all fleet is here. So this is a big value. I will touch upon this, the impact of this on space economy, what we can do. So now there was a need for carrying out the space sector reforms, which was carried out 2020. If you see, if you classify the space in four verticals, that is space one, two, three, four. In space one is astronomy, where India has contributed significantly. Nobody can deny the contribution of Aryabhata, early study of astronomy and this contribution, whether predicting that Earth is not the center of universe to the value of pi to zero, many contribution India has done. Then in space two, race to space began, where spacefaring nations engaging in space race leading to Apollo. That's the outcome of this. Apollo moon landing in 1969 happens because of space race. Global cooperation and space applications. This led to the global cooperation, where International Space Station was born in 1998. Then came the paradigm shift of actors. So private player was brought into this, which is done in 2000 time frame by other countries, and we are also not lagging behind. So keeping this in mind and allow the private sector to work in the space activity is a major drive. So what all a government should do? Government should establish a conductive and strategic regulatory framework. You will see that we have done it. Foster private sector participation in the national space sector and attract foreign investment. With the national space sector's international phase, drive strategic space activities, enable Indian space sector, define, communicate a clear vision and strategy. All these things we have done. Now, in view of this, You see, in 2020, under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister of India, Government of India has carried out a space sector reform and a regulator was formed on June 24, 2020 that enables private entities to carry out end-to-end activities. We address, promotion, we authorize them. We don't call ourselves regulator, but we are a promoter. We enable their activities, supervise them, and we act as a single window agency. We are an autonomous body. We are having board consisting of members from industry, academia, Department of Space, etc. I have already discussed about NSIL, and ISRO will continue to develop the latest technologies. The vision is, as I have clearly defined, that we are here to promote, enable, authorize, and supervise space activity. These are our four wheels. We call ourselves Samvardak, Samarthak, Pradhikratak, Evam Paryavekshak. In the words of Prime Minister, in space is described as in space is for space, space, and in space is for ace. If you see under these four wheels, in the under promotion, we have developed the strategy for Indian space sector, industry outreach. We are working out with the ministries, Ministry of Statistical and Program Implementation for taking out the space economy as a contribution of space economy to the GDP of the country. We enable them by providing the facility support. We support them, we carry out their reviews, we authorize them, and we provide expert guidance also. These are the some of the things, just the structure of complete Department of Space. I'm telling the Department of Space is headed by Secretary Department of Space, reporting to the Prime Minister. He's the chairman of Space Commission and chairman ISRO. Now you see in these centers, which are expertise in each vertical of space, is ISRO. And if you see center public sector and enterprising also, Department of Space has New Space India Limited and Antrix. Then came an autonomous body in space, which is attached to the Department of Space. In space, with headquarters at Ahmedabad, is headed by Chairman in space Dr. Pawan Goenka, who is advised by in space board, and it has three directorate. Promotion directorate is headed by me. I sit at Bangalore, and there are two other directorates, program management and authorization and technical directorate. We are having joint secretary level IAS officer heading our legal, financial, and administrative department. So after formation, it's very necessary to enable the private sector. Once you are permitted to carry out any activity in the space by a private sector, prior to 2020, these companies were working as a vendor to ISRO. But post that reforms, they can carry out any activity under the sun in the space sector. And if you see that, the very first thing comes that we should enable them through a policy. It was not that earlier we didn't have policy. We have a satellite communication policy, remote sensing policy. There are different policies. We integrated plus augmented those policies and brought out an overarching integrated version of this policy for private sector, effective participation of private sector. These are the four actors which are in space presently. ISRO will continue to do R&D, technological development, provide technology labs to private companies. In space, as I have discussed enough, New Space India Limited is a commercial wing of ISRO. Then comes the new actor in new government and non-government entities. So as I have told earlier, they can build rockets, satellites, they can deliver commercial services, they can launch, owning, operate space assets, including ground segment, absorb transfer of technology from ISRO. We are enabling them through us to transfer the technologies. EO data acquisition and dissemination, they can observation data, the real gold mine in space, they can commercialize it. And we are helping them further. The Department of Space is a nodal department for implementation of ISP. After policy is clear, we need to bring the investment to them. So we have brought out new FDI policy for indirect investment, where the cap is up to 100%. Very lucrative policy. But there are the two routes. One is automatic route, other is the administrative route. Earlier in satellite manufacturing, it was administrative route. Now up to 74%, it is automatic. You can invest in any Indian entity up to 74%. If you want to go more, you have to take approval, of course. Launch vehicle is also permitted up to 49%. But beyond that, also you can invest, provided you are bringing some advanced technology for the country. In manufacturing of subsystem and components, you are allowed to bring 100% FDI, and right away you can start working. And if you see that Indian space ecosystem, we have different types of companies. We have industry, 450 plus micro, small and medium enterprises. 50 plus large companies are there. Startups are above 200. You see, we had one startup in 2012. 2020, it was around 6, 7. And now see the how when space sector reform came and how the startups are growing. Academia is also working in space sector. And you see that we try to see that how ecosystem is building. It can come. This is not 440. The latest is 490 application. From each segment we are getting for authorization, for enablement, use of technological facilities, using experts. And you see, it is very encouraging that suborbital flight is carried out by Sky Road. Recently, Gaganyaan has carried out a controlled flight with a liquid propulsion system. Space Kids, Dhruva Space, many company has carried out their launches. India is also building a dedicated Osmo satellite launch vehicle. We have transferred this technology or manufacturing by the private sector. So these are some of the things we see that, yes, how space sector is doing. If you compare the Indian space sector with the international companies, how after reforms in 2000, how internationally, globally they brought, in 16 years, they reached to the 347 globally. And if you see in India, in 2023, it is 200 plus companies. This is an old graph. And if you see that what we do is to achieve the United Nations Strategic Development Goal. What are these goals? These are the 17 goals, 169 targets, and 232 indicators of United Nations for poverty alleviation, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education. There are the 17 areas: life below water, climate action, partnership for goals, peace, justice, and strong. You see, there I did not spend much time. You can see at their website, and they are classified as biosphere, society, economic layer. These are the things which are touching the human lives with the help of space technology. Now we need to touch upon the innovation. Who is best to innovate? Is it government or entrepreneurship? The entity that takes bolder risk and achieves the biggest breakthrough is the entity that should innovate. But that's the rightly said that any private entrepreneur will not spend thousands of crore or hundreds of crore to establish labs. Certainly, it is the public money which goes and which is rightly given. You must read this Mariana Mazzucato book, The Entrepreneurial State. Very nice book. So if you see that what government should do, what entrepreneurs should do, it takes a cue and guides the government how government should act and work. Now you see that innovation. I see this a big opportunity. In 1957, if you see how was the Earth atmosphere in the sky and how it is now, there's the opportunity. You are traveling in a traffic, so you can carry out various kind of optical navigation, autonomous navigation, control techniques are required. Continuing with the creator of need of the business, the least money required is in downstream, in satellite application. If you see that ground segment or the total, more than 50% money is there at the ground, where with the laptop and some software and software development, you can start taking the data. The least risk of failure, least technology complexity, and we are an IT superpower in the world. We have to process the humongous amount of data which is made available free of cost above 5 meters and above. You can do good research, bring out the results, commercialize that. And it touches the lives. I will touch upon the further. What are the applications you can do? You can work in agriculture sector, crop health, the soil health cars, precision agriculture. Not only the Internet of Things, you can connect satellites, remotest area, big data analysis, AI engine, processing. See, there's a humongous amount of data that can work in real time. You can get integrated. Please visit our website inspace.gov.in and download the data of various resolutions. Of course, some are payment and some are free of cost also. If you fuse communication, earth observation, and PNT navigation techniques, what all you can do? You can use it in smart manufacturing, building information models, autonomous cars. You need not worry whether you're flying or traveling. You can be always in your office. So, space tourism, as Alia was telling, people are going to space and spending hundreds of crore. And you see, 2020, the space tourism market were around $424 million, which is expected to go to $1,444 million in coming 5 more years. Aviation sector has grown from $379 billion in 2004 to 2020 to 872, and it is further growing. Now you see with the पूरे देश का आम नागरिक, tomorrow it may be that space tourism is taken by common man also. And India is also working, ISRO is working in this area as well. Continuing this emerging trends in satellite communication, that is, people may have handset, but they don't know how much contribution of space technology is there. High throughput satellites, at the background, satellites direct mobility, flexible to meet market demand, software defined radios. There are laser communication. These are the some areas and technologies which are coming. Government of India is very, very sensitive to the use of space technology to the farmers. If you see, they have come out with a Kirsi set. It's 1,300 crore budget is allocated to be realized within a time frame of 3 years. What all it can do? It can prepare soil health card, near real-time crop monitoring at village level. We are working with some institutions to develop a Antariksh Kirsi Karmik Dal. That is the where the space technology touches the lives of common men. Agriculture drought assessment, precision, it can tell from the space that you need water now. It can tell, estimate what is the crop yield will be so that you can plan marketing. Government of India can plan the procurement strategies. We have the capability to provide the historical data from 90s for various purposes. Prime Minister Gati Shakti model, you see where how extensively space technology is helping cutting the cost, time, and efforts and litigations. The work which used to survey and all in laying railway line, highways, and other things used to take years is taking now weeks, not more than 2 weeks, and it is done in the drawing room with the help of space technology. So, if you see that there are a lot of applications which are available, then also we have been given mandate by government has decided to put its own Bharatiya space station by 2035. You must have seen the news. We are planning a new moon landing by 2040. This all is space economy, microgravity research. Do you know that manufacturing the medicines in space has totally different impact? Metallurgical characteristics changes in microgravity and zero gravity. This is very necessary. People should work in this area and derive the wealth out of it. Technologies to aid future scientific explorations. Isotopes will be required. You see the walking on moon surface. There are many sample return techniques. You can bring energy from space. There are many technologies which are innovations which are there. AI and ML also. You can work for space, ground, data processing, and all. Today, we are very happy that some of the companies are preparing apps for space also, where directly you can download and start seeing your status of your crop or anything for that matter. Disruptive technologies. There are technologies for self-eating rockets, reusable launch vehicles, self-destructing materials, self-healing biomimetic materials, microgravity printing experiment, etc. So you name, there are the technologies. When you establish such a big infrastructure, there are the threats also. Land, air, space, cyberspace, sea, etc. So you need to develop the deterrent as well. To avoid cyber attacks, you should have the methods to avoid them or counteract them. Because there are some non-reversible also and reversible also. And you need to be protect your assets also. So there are the opportunity in that. We'll not discuss. But you see, to decide a country's comprehensive national space power, you need knowledge power, military power, political power, and economic power. That becomes state power of any country. Just to continue forward, that's by discussing so many applications, we need to put up a strategy, and we are talking about India. Global anyway, this will also come there. So we have developed the Indian space vision and strategy for the next decade. So what is space economy? The title of your talk. It is defined by OECD. Space economy consists of space-related goods and services, both public and private, that are used in space or directly support those used in space, require direct input from space to function or directly support those that do are associated with studying space. Unquote. We are very happy to tell that we are a growing around $4 trillion economy. Now, annual GDP growth rate is 8.2%. If we grow at this rate, we are going to be third largest world economy. We need to understand what is the contribution of space to development of to the national GDP of the country. If you see, what we project is presently in 2022-23, we were at just around $8.45 billion. Commercial space I'm talking. I'm not talking here defense space or strategic. We plan to go at a CAGR of 16% to $44 billion. This has each vertical upstream, midstream, and downstream. So you see, downstream is the biggest, 32.1%. And if you see the export market, also in this 44, around 25% is a export market. And you see, it is a potential of commercial space is $44 billion. We have laid down clear vision, mission, strategic goals. We have identified the 8 strategic goals, 6 strategic capabilities, and 4 enabling capabilities to develop space culture and national space consciousness. For each of the 8 sectors, we have set the target for the nation to grow, and we are working on implementation of the same. Thanks to the government. As I was telling, 2016, we have around 6, 7 startup, now 200 plus. And you see how investment is rising. They're very rough figures. Till 1st March 2024, it was $135 million. And it is going to grow further. This is before for a direct investment policy. So Indian space sector is achieving heights and gaining is expected to grow exponentially. There are certain things that presently we are $8, $9 billion, but our target in the Amrit Kal can be around $700 billion also. They are just rough estimates. They have a wishful thinking, they are aspirations. We see the global economy going to 1.5 billion or $1.5 trillion, $1,500 billion. So we are a strong nation of 140 crore people, which has the IT capability. We are IT progress. Can we achieve a significant pie of this? Is it possible? By fostering space culture, fostering startups, MSME, enhancing space R&D, developing launch vehicle and satellite manufacturing capability. We need to develop capabilities is space data and products and come out with the innovative products that change the life of the people, meeting to the United Nations strategic development goals. We can do this. Thank you very much. I can take up some question.
Yeah, it was very informative. Now we have a few questions. Um, India has a strong track record in space exploration. How can InSpace leverage this foundation to position India as a leader in the global space economy?
Yeah, very nice. See, commercialization of space, there are two model, push model and pull model. ISRO was just creating demand, developing R&D, developing the capabilities, capacity in various sectors. Now, who can commercialize it? It's not the job of ISRO. Government job is to enable the people, which they have done wonderfully well. Now it is up to the private companies to take it forward, and they are doing it. They are developing various types of apps. They are in agriculture sector, preparing Krishi Karmik Dal. So like these things are happening. And it is the responsibility of entrepreneurs. And you see the enthusiasm for 200 plus entrepreneurship, but what they're doing. First 3D printed rocket is by a private company. We authorized this month and it has flown. So very right. And it will add to the space economy. We are working with academic institutions, and over a dozen institutions are adopting the space technology, BTech in space technology, minor in space technology, etc. So we are expecting it to grow at much faster rate what we have predicted. Yes, madam.
Yes, sir. Moving on to the next question. The opening of the Indian space sector to private companies is a significant step. What are the biggest challenges and opportunities private players face in this new landscape?
Yeah, Very right. Yeah. First thing is a mind barrier that space is very tough. No, we have to remove that. Second is yes, facilities are very costly. But at the same time, Government of India, ISRO has opened their facilities for the private sector. You have to come to us in space, apply for, I want to do this test. We are there to enable you. You can use the ISRO facilities as a fraction of the cost. We have a co-working space to avoid the loading of ISRO facilities. We have our technical center, design center. We have a co-working space. You go work there. We have all the end-to-end starting from design to testing to integration to thermobag vibration. All facilities are set up there. So, yes, very right. So all these things are enablers. We have resident experts at our payroll. We pay them. Our companies can just put online application that I want to use residence expert. They have to just pay for travel and stay. We are taking care of their pay. They are available for consultants 24/7. So these are some things and technology we are transferring. These are some of the things which has been already initiated, right? This all will contribute to the development of space economy. Yeah.
Yes, sir, that was well explained. Moving on to the next question. Looking at the vast potential of the space economy, which specific space-based technologies do you see holding the most significant economic potential for India? Example, remote sensing, satellite communication, and space manufacturing.
See, satellite communication has proven that it is the top revenue generator. But don't underestimate Earth observation. After Earth observation has a potential to predict in advance that your crop is likely to get this disease because human eyes cannot identify which disease this plant will have. Since space based sensors has capability to sense in various bandwidth across the spectrum, you can identify in advance that use this pesticide to control your disease in your crop. Estimation of crop. Soil health card will tell out 14 parameters from space that you have spoiled your agriculture field by putting so urea or this thing. Don't put any urea, put this particular recommendation will go to the Krishi Karmik on his mobile. Now, if you see, so yes, communication has already shown the remote state of the place, it can connect you. But Earth observation is a very, and when you club communication, precision navigation techniques, and Earth observation, it is a value add, big value add. Manufacturing sector percentages are given in our digital vision. I should not contradict that. There you see, you download, go to our website, download the report, read it. Each sector percentage potential, what is present and what is after 10 years. That will tell you the kind of growth we are expecting. And in my presentation also, I have put up that slide. So you can see it for yourself. All right.
Yes, sir. To foster a thriving space ecosystem, what kind of collaboration and support mechanisms do you envision between InSpace, ISRO, and private companies?
See, InSpace is a regulator of space, even ISRO activities we authorize. So we should be seen as a autonomous player. We are also a government body. So people will start questioning us, doubting us that you are favoring that. No, we are an autonomous body, right? And so we are here to empower the private sector. When private sector needs anything, we understand their need. You know, Our private company apply for the requirement online. They apply online at our digital platform. And we assign a person to understand their requirement and carry it forward. And we review their things, carry out the design reviews. We are expert panels in each thing and take them forward. They need this. We understand. That's why being a regulator, we are promoter and authorizer. We are not a like a TRI regulator of spectrum and all. We are a space soft face of a regulator. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. As skilled workspace is essential for any industry's success, how can InSpace address the skill gap in the Indian space sector to meet the demands of the growing space economy?
Excellent question. I should compliment you. I should tell you that I am heading a national committee for adoption of space tech education in India. Where 14 institutions are working with me to adopt the courses at BTech minor or BTech in space technology, MTech, and PhD. If you see, IIT Roorkee is starting MTech in space technology from July. IIT Madras Bombay started the minor adoption. IIT Jodhpur is starting from July. ADY Patil University has already started. Many institutions are in pipeline where they are showing willingness, and we are helping them with course development, curriculum development. We are working with the AICT to get a set of courses recognized by them. We are working with them for immersion and internship plus placement opportunities for our students so that they take up these courses and see a career in the space sector. And in addition to this, we are developing the short-term skill development courses with the Ministry of Skill Development. We are awarding an assessing body status already. A set of courses are there every 2 months or 1 month. We will increase the frequency. Every 2 months, presently, we are conducting the course. We have carried out a course last month on launch vehicle and avionics development, mission planning and avionics development for launch vehicles. Satellite, we carried out dedicated course, A to Z of satellite technology. Space tech used in agriculture sector was there. Brain of satellite, how to design. So like these courses, we have a series of courses upcoming. Now presently we are working on a course on space data product and services. We'll bring out the courses, a short-term skills. It's up to the youngsters, next generation to take them forward and contribute to development of the space, education, technology, etc. Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Uh, Moving on to the next question, space exploration often seems distant from the everyday lives of people. How can InSpace and other stakeholders inspire the next generation to participate in India's space journey and contribute to the space economy?
Yeah, it's a great question. Again, I'll tell you that space exploration, you see the government of India has a plan. It's a deep pocket is required. Our role will remain same. If a private company, limited to the enabling of private company, needs any kind of support, be it expert, be it technology, it's up to that company, private company to approach us. We will continue to guide him, but work has to be done by him. We know we have a pool of experts which we can provide him. They are registered with us. We can carry out some schemes like seed fund scheme we have. Any novel idea should not go waste. Any young, you see our website, now we have announced the PI program, in space pre-incubation entrepreneurship development program. So you need 21-month program where we are permitting the final year students and graduates plus researchers. We'll pay them money, come out if you have idea. It is a three-phase program, ideate, innovate, and demonstrate. First phase, ideate. After the ideate phase, we pay them 2 lakh each. 75 individuals or companies will identify, then go to innovation force, where we will identify the 25 companies, pay them 10 lakh to demonstrate. And at the end of second phase, we will see their managerial capabilities, resilience, and guide them how to establish a company. That is our emphasis plus support to develop the space ecosystem in the country. We have a seed fund scheme where we give up to 1 crore to the company. Come out with your idea. You need money. Come to us. We announce opportunity. We have been doing it. 6 companies we have funded. Go to our website, inspace.gov.in, and find that these companies, what they are doing, very innovation. Somebody in agriculture sector, somebody in disaster management, some companies are urban development. They are the piece picked up by the expert committee constituted, and we are handholding, guiding them, and reviewing them, of course. You, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Sustainability is a growing concern. How can InSpace ensure responsible and sustainable practices in India's space exploration and economic activities?
Excellent question. Is the need? I have shown the slide and the first is how crowded space has become. All right. So if you see there, last month there was a conference, international conference, where India has given the target of zero debris. Whatever satellite Indians will launch or launch from Indian soil will be brought back. That's the policy we are trying to avoid, adopt. We follow international guidelines and rules. We are the very disciplined citizen, and we adopt the best practices and policies for space sustainability. So that is in our blood, Indians' blood. We follow, adopt, and implement. Very important. We are making the national registry of space objects. And we inform regular interval to the United Nations, outer space and other agencies, which information is well passed on and two-line elements are predicted. And we have carried out some deorbit missions recently. At the end of the life, we bring them, burn it, because the policy is if you are a low Earth orbit satellite, sorry, it has to be brought down and will burn in the space. And there is a requirement for geostationary Earth orbit satellite, which is 35786 kilometer, to take it 250 kilometer above that orbit so that it remains there for thousands of years. That we call a graveyard orbit. Okay? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Global exploration is key to advancement in space exploration. What international partnerships are crucial for India's growth in the space economy?
Yeah, we are working on this. One is the technology. Developing a technology for space or any sector is a time consuming and money in deep pockets are required for that. There's the things, if some country has that, sharing and developing over the time is better, whether we have it or some other country have it. So that's very important. And for that purpose, we are connecting the globally, working with the international agencies, going and discussing what India offers you. The second is the investment. You need investment for our companies. So for that purpose, foreign direct investment norms are eased. So these are the two major thing and skill. Third, the very important part. So we have taken initial steps in this direction to enable our next generation entrepreneurs and young minds to take a space career.
Yes, sir. Space debris and resource utilization in space are ethical considerations. How can India, through InSpace, play a leading role in shaping responsible space governance on the global stage?
See, that's what I told you in previous thing. Space situation awareness and space transportation management is the key area. We should consider it as an opportunity. Last year, January, we had a workshop, international workshop on SSA STM. Huge success. If you see that, zero tolerance for man-made objects means whatever we are launching, bring it back. You cannot take your car, use it at the end of the life, throw it somewhere. Bring it back, dispose it of properly. We are a responsible nation and having a influential leadership is very important for that. That's what is happening. We have seen in recent times that all these things are happening and India is being recognized and Indian voice is heard, plus people are trying to follow. That's why we declare at international platforms that yes, we are doing this. We encourage you to do this. That's the way. Right, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Moving on to the last
Ma-
question of the session.
yeah.
Looking ahead, what are your aspirations for India's position in the global space economy by a specific time frame? Example, 2030?
2030, I have told that we want to be 8% plus economy. We are already in top 4 5 in technology wise, thanks to ISRO. Anyone, if you see Indian economy, Prime Minister has already declared third largest global economy. I think it is possible. We have that potential capability. Only thing we have to rejuvenate. There is a chance. We can do it.
Yes, sir.
We have potential. Since 500 AD, since the time of Aryabhata, you must read. I encourage youngsters to read Astronomy of Aryabhata. I have that book, Leelavati of Bhaskaracharya. I have that books here. I enjoy reading them sometime, but they are very systematically written. In a stanza, you have a pi value. After decimal, people have started computing now. It was computed by Aryabhata in 500 AD and put in the stanza. Nobody is able to question the accuracy of that number. He told in 500 AD when in 1500 or 100 and all the researcher was hanged for telling that Earth is not the center of universe. They put him in prison. Our ancestors had told that no, Earth is not the center of universe, it's the sun. You see the Ujjain, it's the place where Aryabhata did his research. There was no instrument that time. He has told that this is the tropics of Cancer, is 23.5 degrees, is at Ujjain. We must feel proud that yes, we have a rich legacy culture and we can certainly go ahead. These are the written facts in the books. Many times we say that our things go to the foreign and come back. I have many literature where many things has gone and it is coming back to and taught to us in many ways. All right, but we can certainly certainly bring our capabilities and expertise as we have done in IT. And downstream is the biggest sector, which is expected to grow at much faster rate. Our humble prediction was around 30%, the maximum in Earth observation. There is a huge potential lies in space. So I encourage all youngsters to look at this aspect as well. Try to play with the data and see. Government of India has given target. Saurya Grah Yojana. Estimate all the crops, all the rooftop area. How you can use it to generate power, electricity. That is empowerment. So it helps, it's the common man's benefit.
Yes, sir. Your
I can
response was
discuss-
very informative and has significantly enhanced our understanding. Thank you for providing such a clear and professional explanation. It was very enlightening. As we've come to the end of the session, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Vinod Kumar, for this very informative session as we got to learn so much about in space and the space economy. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all
Thank
for
you.
joining. Bye.
Thank you.